I'm going to present the thesis, which title is Impact of Rural Land Certification on Households' Decision to Plant Trees and Women's Rights to Trees, the case of Gozamen district in Ethiopia. Land is the key socio-economic assets of Ethiopia. To improve land tenure security and land management practices, the government launched a rural land registration program in 1998. And agriculture is the key sector. The majority of the population relied on agriculture. More than 80% of the population depend on agriculture. Agroforestry is a dominant type of agriculture system in Ethiopia. Therefore, trees are a key component of agriculture in Ethiopia. Trees have multi-purposes in Ethiopia, agroforestry trees. For instance, they are very important to reduce land degradation, to improve soil fertility, to maintain crop production and food security, to mitigate climate change, and to conserve biodiversity. The objectives of this study were analyzing the impact of land certification on tree planting decisions and identifying factors affecting tree planting practices, and analyzing the impact of land certification on women's rights to trees. The study was conducted in Gozamen district, which is found in East Gojam zone of Amhara region. It is highly populated district, and 97% of the population are rural inhabitants. Both primary and secondary data were collected. The primary data were collected by household survey, came from month interview, focus group discussion, and field observations. The secondary data were also collected by analyzing relevant literatures. Both qualitative and quantitative data were analyzed by descriptive and inferential statistics. Inferential statistics such as t-test, chi-square test, Mann-Whitey test, and logistic regression were employed. Actually, there are two levels of land registration program in Ethiopia, which is the first and the second registration. The first is just recording or registering the parcel without the parcel map, whereas the second level of land registration is the final stage of registration, which is recording the parcel based on cadastral land registration system. The land title is issued either jointly for the married couples and individually for the male and female headed households. Landowners have some rights and responsibilities. For instance, they have a lifetime holding right. They are obligated to use the land. They have a right to BOKUs, inherit and rent out. They are responsible to land conservation, and they have a right to, but they do not have a right to sell and mortgage. Of the total respondents, according to the survey, 67% of the respondents have planted trees after they received land certification book. Therefore, the majority of the population planted trees after they got land certification. This shows that land certification has a positive impact for tree planting practices. Of course, there was a significant mean difference of number of trees before and after land certification. After land certification, number of trees is increased. This shows that farmers are very interested to long-term investment, such as planting trees. So land certification contributes positively for tree planting practices. These are some techniques of tree planting in the study area. Trees are planted at woodlots, mixing with crops or integrating with different types of crops on the boundary of the farm and around the homestead. Tree seedlings are very important for agroforestry development. Thus, in the district, there are 6 governmental and 2,068 private tree nursery sites, which are very important for the agroforestry development of the district. To analyze the general factors which affect tree planting practices, binary logistic regression was employed. As a result, age, certification, land size, advisory service, and perception were very important and significant factors for tree planting practices in the study area. In addition to this, land certification has a great role in land tenure security for women's and tree planting decisions, because in the past, women had no rights. They were a marginalized group due to the customary laws of Ethiopia. So this land certification has a great role for women. Therefore, women's land tenure or access to land is very important for the sustainable development of the country, because women had no rights, but currently they have a right to land. So this is very important for women's livelihood and to reduce poverty. Generally, land registration, even if it is a recent event in Ethiopia, it has many tremendous impacts, specifically to improve land tenure security and land management practices. Even this program can be taken as a role model for other developing countries, because land it's a key issue. For my last word, land tenure security is a key pathway, especially for developing countries. For instance, to reduce poverty, to reduce hunger. Land tenure security is very important for the sustainable development of developing countries. Therefore, land tenure security is a key entry point for the development of the poor. So I would like to thank you for your attention. If you have any comments, suggestions, and questions, you are welcome.